Hey there crew, my name is Captain Geronimo and welcome to yet another episode on which we're going to be playing Star Trek Online. Happy holidays to you all, depending on when you're watching this video actually. For today's episode, my fellow crew members, I'm going to be presenting to you Saturn class Intel Science Spearhead. Without any further ado, let's proceed with today's episode. Engage! Saturn class can be obtained by opening Infinity logboxes. All you need are three things: Infinity logboxes, master keys, and luck. Combine those three together and you just might get yourself a chance of acquiring Infinity Prize Pack Tier 6 Starship box. That box contains all previously seen logbox vessels, as well as some other special logbox ships that have been just put in there, not seen in any previous logbox. They're kind of a special, like this one. This is one of those special ships. So if you're lucky enough and you get it, there it is. Open up your box and there you go. If this is not a route that you want to take, you can find it on the exchange or you can trade it with other players. And now let's take a closer look at Saturn's customizational options. Saturn class is an interesting starship, and I guess you can see why. It is circular, with the hole in the middle of the saucer. Of course, memes started appearing almost instantly, calling it a donut class or a toilet seat class of a ship. However, I love the way how it looks. This time we have no detached nacelles, however, nacelle casing is detached. The only available template option is Saturn. Bridge-wise, we have never seen a bridge of this ship, so no bridge interior for us. Speaking about windows, we have types 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 6, as well as type 0. Material options are quite lengthy, and we're gonna start with 32nd Century Starfleet, followed by Ambassador, Defiant, Galaxy, Intrepid, Janeway, NX, NX Refit, Sovereign, along with Sovereign Refit. And then we have types 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then type 7, followed by 7A, 8, 8B, and finally we have upgraded design. By pressing the Advanced Options tab, you get to customize ship's pattern. Patterns are standard, nothing too special nor unique. If you were to set patterns to the standard, which is Andromeda, left side of a color to the red and right to green, nothing's gonna happen. Honestly, I can't find any difference on this ship. Perhaps it is too big to see any change, or perhaps it just doesn't do. However, without any further ado, let us go into space. The design of Saturn class allows some interesting equipment to be used aboard it. Equipment that you usually can't fit into a standard design of starship, like experimental torus-shaped deflector shields and warp fields. This intriguing shape allows this class of a ship to utilize the negative space within the ring to isolate and study the dangerous phenomena at close proximity, as well as pioneering more effective methods of energy manipulation for spaceflight at both impulse and warp scales. The latter of these breakthroughs provided to be more valuable to the remnants of the Federation after the burn. Saturn class Science Spearhead is classified as a scalable Tier 6 Federation science vessel. You can buy it and then fly it as soon as you finish STO's tutorial mission. If you're a brand new player or just have a brand new character, as you level up throughout the game, your ship will scale up alongside with you, following you in terms of strength and new abilities. Same as every other Tier 6 ship, this one will get more hull HP, console slots, weapon slots, as well as more powerful bridge officer ability slots as it scales up. Starship's mastery points may be earned immediately, however, mastery as a system is not online until you'll reach level 50. With the higher the level that you are on when you get this starship, the less scaling there will be required. Let's say that you get this ship on level 65, no scaling is needed, because scaling is in direct link with your level. For every level that you pass, your ship unlocks more and more upgrades. If there is any confusion about the ship's scaling, here is a detailed table overlaid on the screen. If there's anything else that you feel confused about, feel free to ask in the comments. All ships come pre-equipped with standard equipment and weapons of a lowest mark, which is available at Starship's minimum rank. Provided items are usually appropriate for the type of vessel and its place in history. As seen on the big screen, Saturn sports 32nd Century Federation phaser beam arrays, Mark Infinite, plus quantum torpedo launchers, also Mark Infinite. Mark Infinite means those weapons too scale up alongside with your ship, becoming increasingly more powerful throughout the levels. However, there's a catch. They cannot be upgraded, nor can be re-engineered. If you want to use upgradable and then re-engineerable variant of these weapons, you must win them by trading them with other players, by going to the exchange, or by purchasing them from Lockbox weapons packs. As an Admiralty card, Saturn is classified as a 4-star rarity science card, which comes with 29 engineering, 46 tactical, and 51 science points. Starship's maintenance period is 18 hours, and special abilities addition of +10 to science points for every tactical ship that follows you on Admiralty mission. On level 65, we have 60,750 hull hit points. There are 4 forward as well as 3 standard aft weapon slots. Those forward slots may have dual cannons equipped. You also gain a secondary deflector slot, which is pre-equipped with a deteriorating secondary deflector. Your available bridge officer stations are Lieutenant Commander Tactical, Lieutenant Engineering, Commander Science Cross Intelligence, Lieutenant Commander Universal, and lastly, Ensign Universal Cross Pilot. Being a Tier 6 vessel, this starship can be additionally upgraded to the Tier 6X with the use of an experimental starship upgrade token. By doing so, your vessel unlocks an extra starship device slot, universal console slot, and the ability to slot an extra starship tray. There are 3 device slots, 4 tactical, 2 engineering, as well as 5 science consoles. Saturn's modifiers are 1.35 for the hull, 1.25 for the shields, and 0.2 for the impulse. Turn rate is graded as 9 degrees per second with inertia rating of 50. Vessels from 32nd century use strange-looking but futuristic matter-antimatter warp cores as their primary power sources. That core aboard this class of ship will provide you with a bonus power of +10 to the weapons and auxiliary subsystem power levels. Federation starships in 32nd century are equipped with battle cloaking devices because Treaty of Algeron is no longer in effect. Battle cloak ability allows you to cloak during combat, gaining stealth and damage boost upon decloaking, which is known as cloaking ambush. However, you have to be careful because cloaking removes your shields. As you cloak, any weapons that have already been fired upon you will continue to fly towards you, such as cannon weapons, beam weapons, or projectiles that were in mid-flight. Everything's gonna hit, and all of that damage is going straight to your hull because remember, no shields. As a science ship, you have access to 2 specific science abilities. Sensor analysis and active toggle ability found aboard most types of science ships. While maintaining sensor lock on target, you gain a stacking effect that either improves damage and power drain against enemies or improves healing directed towards an ally. When you use sensor analysis on a target, it produces the effect that stacks every 3 seconds to a maximum of 6 stacks after 18 continuous seconds. To maintain the desired effect, you must hold on to your sensor lock. When targeting allies, this ability becomes a healing buff, while against enemies, it is a 2-fold debuff. Subsystem targeting, a set of 4 built-in space abilities. These abilities will upgrade attacks from your starship's energy weapons. Once activated, you will gain a 10-second buff, during which attacking an opponent's ship with any form of energy weapons will cause a stacking power to that subsystem, and comes with a small chance of completely taking that system offline. If the system is taken offline, it will render all the abilities that use that subsystem temporarily inert. For example, let's say that you are targeting shields, and you manage to subsequently take them offline, then target shields facings will go down. As we're talking about a fully intel-capable ship, there is also Gather Intelligence ability. All intel vessels are capable of deploying an intel sensor drone with Gather Intelligence ability. Intelligence vessels are capable of performing deep scans by using these little crafts. They then reveal vulnerabilities. Every second, target of gather intel will have one stack of penetrating scan placed upon them. Once the target reaches 15 stacks, they become vulnerable for a short time. Weaker enemies require less stacks to be rendered vulnerable. Multiple intel vessels can contribute to the number of penetrating scan stacks, causing targets to become rendered vulnerable more quickly. While in this vulnerable state, intel ship can then use expose vulnerability abilities to place a crippling debuff on the target. After the vulnerability stat expires, the target becomes immune to the further stacks of gather intelligence for short duration. You have 3 expose vulnerability abilities, which are expose vulnerability of defenses, weapon systems, and or critical systems. And now I would like to do a short commercial break in here. Saturn's mastery skill tree is of a science ship comprised out of enhanced particle generators, advanced shield systems, enhanced restorative circuitry, reactive shield technology, and ship's trait, automated triage. In short terms, it's automatic low hull heal to yourself and nearby allies. This effect may not be triggered more than once per every 16 seconds by default, but activating Science Theme or any other Intel Bridge Officer ability will reduce this lockout by 10 seconds per activation. Saturn has pre-equipped universal console called Chakram Projector. This ring-like turret is created by employing programmable matter arrays, which is also further employed to project its accompanying disk of high-velocity abrasive material. This ring of particulates can tear into enemy starships' hulls and even strip armor in this process, both dealing kinetic damage and rendering foes affected by it to be more susceptible to other sources of kinetic damage. This console also provides a passive bonus to hull penetration and shield penetration with your weapons. For shipping combat, I only have words of praise, as it's more than capable of destroying anything and everything that you throw against it. In this video I used more science/tactical mix and I got fairly good results. However, on a fully science exotic particle generating build, it took everything down. Ship's customization is perhaps a bit lacking, and ship's straightened consoles sound good on paper. As a final note, I would give this ship 9.5 out of 10. Now I would like to say a massive thank you to all of you and to all of my channel members. Especially big shout out to Lonnie Hawkins, K. Anderson, Ron, Roser95 and Darren Homer. Thank you people so much for your continued financial support by being my members. It really helps me out a lot to keep paying the bills and I really appreciate it a lot. I love you all. Thank you so much. And that, my fellow crew members, is going to wrap yet another episode. I really hope that you enjoyed. If you did, my name is Captain Geronimo, this is what I do. Star Trek Online ship reviews, gear reviews, mission walkthroughs, live streams, Star Trek product reviews, and more. If you enjoyed this video, please consider putting a like. It tells me that you really like this video. Consider subscribing. And if you want to see more of these videos and to support me as a creator and to help me get more of these ships, because unfortunately they aren't free, you can become a channel member. I think that's all what I wanted to say. Yes, also there's my merch. You can join my Discord, links are in the description. I'm so forgetful, as every time I have to do an Eagle Moss ship zoom around, I broke off a nacelle. Nice for me. And yeah, every time I do a cringe outro. I don't know why. Okay. I'm making this too long. I'm so sorry. Geronimo. Out.